Are you trying to build a raised bed, but you don't really know where to start? I got you. Hey y'all, I am Brian here from Red Leaf, and today we are in the vegetable garden. We are getting some work done to prepare for the new spring season, a new season of abundance. I have this old raised bed here that I've literally built out of old roofing metal. Today, I'm actually replacing it and building up a new and proper raised bed, and I wanted to show you my process. Way back when we were first building out our vegetable garden back in 2020, I was literally looking for any material I could find to build up some raised beds because we were balling on a budget. I literally scoured the property and found some old roofing metal, and I built this raised bed out of it. Now, it's not necessarily the safest material to work with because of these sharp edges, but it's gotten us this far. It could literally last us so much longer, but I think it's time for a proper upgrade. So I'm going to be getting rid of this bed and building up a new one. But it just goes to show that you can literally use so many different materials to build raised beds. I always like to tell people gardening is as expensive as you make it. It doesn't have to be this bank breaking endeavor. If you repurpose materials, you can literally make a garden out of anything. Or you can literally just make an allotment right in the ground. But raised beds are a great way to get a garden started if you don't necessarily have the best soil to start in right away. This way you can add in all of your own medium, your own soil. If you don't necessarily have the means of getting this low to the ground, or if you have a disability, taller raised beds are a really great way to make gardening a lot more accessible for you. So yeah, raised beds have a plethora of benefits. Something to keep in mind if you're growing vegetables and when it comes to placement of your raised bed, you want to pick a spot that gets full sun. Veggies need at least 6 hours of sunlight a day. We've grown many a vegetable here with plenty of success, so I know this is a really great spot for these raised beds. The first thing I'm actually going to get in here and do is get the soil out of here. I'm not going to replace the soil entirely. I'm actually going to take the soil, amend it, and then put it back. This is perfectly good soil. It'd be a shame to toss it or throw it away unless you literally have chemicals in your soil or disease in your soil. We have neither of those. We don't use chemicals in the soil. We don't have diseased soil. So I'm literally going to throw this in the compost, add some amendments, and place it right back in the new bed. So let's get into it. Thank you, raised bed. You've given us so much abundance, but it's time for a new era. Oh, this is definitely gonna take a few trips to the compost. Ugh. Let's go. All right, we got our pre-existing soil thrown into the compost. I do want to show you something. So this is the old garden soil. I got it at a local horticulture shop, garden center. Something I do want to note in here that was really beneficial. You see all these little white specks? These little white rocks? That is perlite. Perlite is a really great thing to add to any garden soil because it adds drainage. It adds a sharpness to the soil that allows water to flow more freely through it. Drainage is great for vegetables, so I would always recommend adding some kind of material that'll add some of that drainage, like this perlite. Sand is another good thing you could add in there to help break up the soil and allow more water to flow through. So I got this pre-existing soil thrown over the compost. The compost is going to do a really wonderful job of adding in more amendment, adding in more nutrients, adding more life back into the soil. Although by the looks of the soil, it doesn't really look like it's lost much life. I was really good at the beginning of every season to add amendment and bring life into the soil. So this soil actually looks really rich, really wonderful. But I'm going to take this even a step further, and I'm also going to throw in some worm castings, which are even more rich in goodness. Then I'm going to mix that all together, and then I'm going to have some really great medium to work with. By the way, if you don't know what worm castings are, it's poop. It's worm poop. Poop in the garden is your bestie. We love poop. Oh yeah. Now we're gonna mix it. We're gonna mix it together a bit. Luckily, we live in an area that has a lot of garden centers and horticulture centers, so it's pretty easy for us to source worm castings. Our compost is made up of a lot of grass clippings, veggie scraps, kitchen scraps. We do have chicken, so there's lots of pine shavings and chicken manure in there. Here is our gorgeous mound of soil. Now I'm gonna go and actually build up the new bed. Here's what remains of our old raised bed. There is still a little bit of soil in here, but that's okay. Kind of get these edges out. We go. So these are the beds that I'm working with. I should have checked before. I guess I placed the order. I got them from Costco, but I didn't realize they were plastic. I really thought they were wood. Um, but they're built for gardens. You know, they have apparently a UV protective coating or something, so they should be good. The thing that really enamored me about these is one, the shape. They're like a really cool hexagonal shape, but also the buildability of them. Like you can literally build them up, which is really neat, and they should be really easy to build. So let's get into it. So first, I'm actually gonna build up the beds and then work on placing them. What's the top? Is this the top? I'm gonna create like a tiered little raised bed situation. One of them is gonna be relatively low to the ground, but the other one's gonna be 2 stories. Because the goal for these beds is to grow good root veggies like sweet potatoes, carrots. Um, and again, we have that like dense red clay, so it's kind of hard for some root veggies to like really get comfortable and grow to their fullest potential in that dense soil. A deep raised bed with soft, loose, loamy soil, I think that's really going to help a lot of the root veggies grow to their fullest potential. You just oh oh wait, that's so easy. They lock in beautifully, and then you just put the steak in. Oh my goodness, that is so easy. Abundance. This is probably going to be the easiest part of all this. Wow, slay. So you just lock it in and... Oh my god, I love that for me. This isn't sponsored, by the way. But I will link this bed here. Oh my god, that was so easy to build. We are locked in. Oh my gosh, and it's a nice size. Oh shit. Oh shit, this is getting pretty real. Oh my god, wait, it might be, oh shit. It might be too big. It's great that like you don't need any tools. Just your hands, Bookie. They feel so dense and sturdy. Love that. Oh my god, that's gonna be so tall. Apparently it just like clicks in. There's a little lip on the bottom of these. Oh, 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 oh. I heard a click. How do I get the, oh, heard a click. Oh, oh. Are we in? Are we in? We're in! Wow, this is gonna need a lot of dirt, so good thing we did all that. Okay, Garantia. Y'all did your big one with this. This is really cool. But it's so big. It's bigger than I expected. Let's see how it fits in here. Okay, so I was like so envisioning this like here. I'm gonna have to like dig it into the hill a little bit, which is gonna be cool. It's gonna look like it's coming out of the dirt. And then this one here. So there's like this really cute like cascading effect. Maybe. Would this be crazy? Yo, would this be crazy? What if I did it like, because I want it to line up with the edge of this bed. Pretty nice. Right? Right? And then this one, would that be crazy? Comes out here? Just like a whole new world? I don't know. Because we have these trees here and that'll cast shade over this bed. I don't know. That'll definitely impact or influence. But I like where that is particularly because, like, if I have it like that, This edge literally lines up perfectly with that bed. Whoa, that's crazy how that happened. Is that the vibe? That's like completely gonna transform this little area over here, which I'm not mad about. I like how this look. That's really cool. We love new shapes. Like, is that the vibe? Is that the vibe? There's still room here to walk through. Like, is that the vibe? Is that the vibe? I mean, there's literally nowhere else it would fit in the garden. Shut up, Olive. That's kind of the vibe. I think that, you know what? I'm gonna do it. There's good dirt in here, so I'm just gonna reduce, reuse, recycle. It's one of my fave tools. We got a nice little edger in here. Just gonna use it to carve out this edge a bit. Oh my god, the birds right now. That side I'm not really gonna dig in too much because this is the side that really needs to come down. Okay. She's in. Is the giving level? No. I like that. What's nice is like we've had mulch here for a very long time. And it's made the soil underneath it very rich. And I love that for us. It's gonna be easy to easy to work in. Easier. I don't know, easier, but definitely easier. And this I'm gonna have to bury in a little too. Because, you know, I want it to feel like it's integrated into this. And then once I add the soil in, I'll be able to like tweak it a little bit and adjust the placement and whatnot. That is so cool. Oh my god, that's so dope. I love this. What a fun addition to the garden. Oh my gosh. How cool. That's such a vibe. Oh my god, this is so deep. This is so much deeper than the last one I had. Do you know how many potatoes I can grow in this right now? Oh my god, this is literally gonna be the new potato bed. Ah! Abundance. Oh my gosh. I am loving it. And do you see what I mean about the mulch, y'all? Like the magic of it. It literally looks like this has been here the whole time. Like I didn't just excavate this whole part of the garden over here. It looks so good. Wow. Now it's time to add in the soil. Think the only people who are people are the people who look and think like you. But if you walk the footsteps of a stranger, you'll learn things you never knew, you never knew. I am going to leave a little bit of room under the lip. Usually what you want to fill in your raised beds pretty high up. But I like to leave a little room under the lip in case I add mulch. So I can add a nice thick layer of mulch. Depends on what I grow. Actually, the intention for these beds, considering how deep they are, is definitely root vegetables. I think they would perform so well in here. The thing with root veggies, though, you know, the intention of mulch is to lock in moisture, which is great. It'll help hold a lot more moisture because it keeps the moisture in the soil from evaporating as quickly because, you know, the soil's not being exposed directly to the sun. But the thing with root veggies is if you lock in too much moisture within the soil, it can actually lead to the root vegetables rotting or festering some other type of diseases. So I might not add mulch if I'm doing root veggies, but if you are doing other vegetables that, you know, for the most part exist and grow above the soil, definitely add mulch. Nothing tickles my fancy like beautiful, rich soil. Really gets me going. Abundance! Look at these beautiful new raised beds. I'm obsessed. They look so good. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I really hope you enjoyed watching me build out these new raised beds. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please drop in abundance down in the comments. Thank you all so much for tuning in. See you soon.